Coming to global markets. US markets were flat in trade yesterday as investors await the Fed commentary later this week. The Dow gained for a third day in a row and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq gained for a fourth day in a row. The S&P 500 was up 15 basis points and the Nasdaq composite rose 0.5%, driven primarily by energy stocks, commodities and financials. Moving to Europe, data outlined stronger than expected economic recovery in the key EU state of Germany, but investors remained cautious. The Stock 600 index was marginally down by 2 basis points after 2 consecutive days of gains. The DAX also saw green for a third day in a row and was up 53 points or 0.33%, with consumer discretionary and IT contributing to the gains. The FTSE 100 also saw gains for a third day in a row, up 17 points or 0.25%, with commodities and consumer discretionary contributing to most of the gains there. The CAC 40 index though was down around 0.33% or 19 points after 2 days of gains. Asian markets started positive today, with the Nikkei and Kospi and the ASX 200 all continuing to gain after 2 consecutive days of gains this particular week. The Nikkei was up 88 points or about 0.33%, and the ASX 200 was up 31 points or 0.25%. The South Korean index also continued to gain, with the Kospi up 11 points, just about above 0.33%. Moving to commodities and metals. The London Metal Index was up 1.43%, clocking its second consecutive day of gains after 4 days of losses in the last week. Oil was down to around $67.50 and Brent was at around $71 a barrel. Gold stood as close as it could to $1,800 an ounce. Copper was up 1% on the LME and the DCE Iron ore was up almost 4%. So that's a big key. Rupee strengthened against the dollar and was at 74.19. The dollar index was up 16 basis points after 3 consecutive days of decline. Again, ahead of the Fed, this is a key metric. The US 10-year treasury yield as well rose sharply and stands at close to 1.3% ahead of the Fed commentary at Jackson Hole. Lastly, Bitcoin was in red, down around 2.5%, just below the $48,000 mark. Thank you.